Oh, hey y'all. I'm behind the camera, of course. I'm just inviting you to walk with me. This is something that my city has that I think is absolutely amazing. And I decided to not only get some exercise out here because it's such a nice day, but I figured I will record out here as well. Why not? This is all type of hilly, and of course, I have to be careful. I think we found a nice spot right here. Actually, I picked a better spot. This area actually has a seat. So the other day, I was listening to music and I began to think about some things. You know, this era is really beginning to decline in the class. And just, you know, ladies should have a certain amount of class. Now, we all have our afflictions, you know. I cuss. That is what it is. But we all have our afflictions. But, you know, when you got a whole bunch of stuff going on at one time. So I was thinking about the music industry, and I began to actually Google different artists like Fergie, Taylor Swift, Christina Aguilera, Sabrina Claudio, and the list goes on. This is just some people off the top of my head that I remember, and I realized one thing about their album covers. They were all tasteful. Yes, they had their sexiness. They were sexy. They had some way that they were being sexy, right? But it still had class. And I don't understand why it is, and where did we get to that we have to be dressed like hookers to sell music? Because that's not selling music, that's selling sex. Now, yes, sex sells. I understand that we are not white, but I do understand that at the end of the day, we can still hold ourselves a higher regard. Because they don't do it. They might wear a little swimsuit, or I know Fergie had her swimsuit on with a little strap down. She had the little strap hanging, you know. I can't do that now. I got this big ass sports bra on, child. But I've tried to demonstrate for it. That didn't work too well. But you know what I'm saying. I mean, you got good sense enough to know. They'll have little stuff like that. But what they don't have on is string bikinis, or they don't have their ass hanging out. You know, we've got tits, ass, and stomach out. It's like, pick one. You want to show your boobs? Okay. You want to show your stomach? Okay. You want to show your legs? Okay. But pick one. I remember growing up, when I was younger, and you go through that age, you're trying to be too hot to try. My rule was always, you got to pick one that you want to show. And I've always been I've always been pretty conservative in my dressing anyway. The most risque probably would have been a belly tie. You know, I got my navel ring at 17, and that was short-lived because I ended up getting pregnant, child, at 19. So, boop, to hell with that. But I always was a conservative dresser because it's just not necessary. And so I just think that we really need to take the sex out of a lot of things, because our focus, we're getting off base. And the problem is, there's too many of us dying by the guns of police, by the hands of one another. It's too many broken households, too many single mothers. Our children are suffering. It's too many things going on for us to be worried about sex and materialism. And that seems to be the focus. And somewhere along the line, we have lost our souls, and we have lost the true meaning of life and why we're here. And I'm not saying everything has to be all serious, because Lord knows that ain't me. Now, I mean, you talking to somebody who I love Jeezy, I love Freddie Gibbs, I love my Jay-Z, I love my Nas. I like different music when it comes to rap. Some of this new stuff, I can't help you on that. But, you know, my Biggie, I like Tupac, you know, Mystical, 50 Cent. I got a list of it. I mean, you know, that's not what this video is about. But you get my drift. I like anything from conscious rap to ignorant, you know. But there still has to be balance, and we don't understand balance. Now, think about animals, right? They all have a code. Every pack, every species has a code. So even though there's the animal kingdom, the monkey is not the same as a bird. The bird is not the same as an alligator. You know, a pig is not a giraffe, and so on and so forth. So consider us, we are black, and we are our own pack. And then you have Caucasians, and you have Asians, and you have Arabs, Middle Eastern, you know, the whole Middle Eastern group and stuff. We don't have to go into the subcategories, but you get my point. There is different races and ethnicities to us. But my question then becomes, where is the code in the black community? We need to develop a code. We need to quit playing. Yes, I think we're the most brilliant and the most funny people on the planet, and all of that is good and well. I see nothing wrong with it. I mean, you can't be serious. You can't live life and have no play. It just doesn't work like that. But we still need a code. When we bound together, it's really on the internet. When we come together, and it's really something that's trending, you know. And a lot of it, I do believe, I'm sorry, you're going to be mad, but it's fake outrage. I mean, it's convenient because no one wants to look like the odd man out, you know. But the truth of the matter is, we really don't give a shit. We don't. Because if we cared, we would do one or two things. We will make it painfully uncomfortable to the leaders of this nation, where they would have to change these things, or we will leave. We will leave. That's your options. I mean, we don't have to be here. We don't. I mean, just think about if you put your McDonald's money and your Jordan's money, and these are all stereotypical items, right? But it's just easy to list off. Your liquor money, your weed money, and definitely try to put that crack money up, because you don't need that shit, okay? If you put all your bullshit money up, you know, get you some passports. Start small, you know what I'm saying? Get you some passports. Start putting some money aside for the bigger picture, because I really think it's time to take this to the next level. I think it's time for us to take our empire somewhere else. I do. Because how many of y'all go to parties that you're not invited to? Y'all don't like to deal with people. People look at you the wrong way. You don't want to be around them. So why do we continue to want to be around people that think it's okay for us to be gunned in the streets? Now, mind you, I'm not saying these are all the whole and Caucasian race. I'm not. But besides the people that are not in line with it, it's not even about your neighbor, okay? Your neighbor might be cool. I got a bunch of them that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I rock with them. But we're not talking about those people. We're talking about systemic racism. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about a system that's in place. That's a big deal. And it's not trying to give. Now, we got that whole little Derek Chauvin thing because, I mean, it was kind of hard to ignore that. We watched a man murdered right in front of our eyes. But that was just a little nugget they was giving us. They're not going to keep that up. They'll do it every time they feel the heat. And then when they feel like we're not paying attention, they'll let more of us die, blood stream in the streets, and do absolutely fucking nothing. So my thing is, why continue to play this cat and dog race? At the end of the day, the United Snakes of America is a business. And it's not in their vested interest to give a damn about us, because we don't have real economic stakes. Yes, we buy their shoes, we buy their clothes, and we do their fucking TikToks, and we push these trends along, and we entertain them. But we've been doing that for a long time. But what do we have sustainable that is actually something that they give a fuck about? What do we own that they fear that can be taken away from them? See what I'm saying? So I say to hell with worrying about building anything in this ridiculous nation that is not about the people, that is about business. And let's treat it just like it is a business, and let's take our business elsewhere. Let's begin to build up our own houses. Let's begin to go back to Haiti, and let's begin to go back to Africa. Let's begin to go back to Jamaica. Let's go back to the places of where we came from. Put money over there. That's what I say. I say let them fight amongst each other. And I went through a lot of topics right here today. But I kind of moved along. That's kind of how I talk anyway. But we have to start with a code. Let's go back to the code. Every species has a code, and we need to develop one, because that's the only way it's going to work. The way we've been operating does not work. So we've got to figure out a way that it does. We've got to figure out a way, because this ain't getting it. And I'm telling you, I'm growing increasingly exhausted with social media. If I'm not looking at the crack of some woman's ass that I don't give a shit about, okay? They're showing you the new cars they're renting and the new houses that they're renting. And that's well and good. You know, I'm all about having nice things. I'm about that for sure. I'm not materialistic, but I think it would be totally disingenuous to say that people don't want nice things and I don't want nice things. No, I'm not going to say that. So I get it, but in the bigger scheme of things, that's not helpful. It doesn't help us. It doesn't help me to watch you. Can we put that to the side? Because think about it. If we build up the motherland, if we build up the places that we came from, we can all live good. It won't even be in a competition. Unless you just like being in this situation where let's see who can shit on the next one and we not get nowhere. And we still die in the streets. They still don't give a shit. Because they can pass any law when it comes to any other race quickly. Or when it comes to a movement like the LGBTQ. And I love my brothers and sisters in the LGBTQ community. But at the end of the day, if you're black and your rights are protected, you're protected. Let's stop doing this, nitpicky shit, this small win stuff. They treat us like we're babies or something. Like we don't have good sense. Like they could just spoon feed us some shit out of the bullshit jar that they done mashed up for us. We got to stop that. We got to quit allowing it. So I just wanted to get on here and talk to y'all and give y'all some of this good scenery. I came out here to get this vitamin D because the Creator is wonderful. And why not delight in the things that He hath created for us? Okay, now this is some man-made shit. I mean, yeah. I mean, of course he made the well, of course the rocks came from somewhere. And then we further make the concrete. He has a hand in it, but, somebody else came through here and hooked it up. But the point is, He created nature, and I'm out in it. So I just wanted to share some good vibes with y'all. I love y'all. Check this out. I need y'all to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And I need you to subscribe to RockyRoadMedia.com. That's right. We go live every Saturday at 4 o'clock with the Porch Talk podcast, and 5 o'clock we got Vitamin D. Vitamin D is definitely a hit. So you want to tune into that. And we appreciate your donations. Donate. Or buy something. If you don't feel comfortable, buy something. Buy a t-shirt or something. It's there. And I'm coming up with something soon to where other people, just like all of us, the everyday person, can go ahead and put their videos. You can put your playlist of YouTube and stuff like that on my website, and it'll become like a community. It's called the Rocky Road Productions TV Network, and it'll be a bunch of us. So that's going to be excellent. But yeah, I wanted to get on here and kick it with y'all. Subscribe, and share this video. Love y'all. Bye.